Okay, Anton, when you're ready.
Hi, Nuno.
Hello.
Let's start with the big issue, shall we? Which is everyone's been talking about this week. We've seen the statements. I just want to know what your opinion is on the state of refereeing and the VAR decisions that have gone against Nottingham Forest this season.
I still can't believe it as much as I see it, and I still can't believe it how the decision went against us. I think it's very clear, the 3 penalties. So we spoke before, it was poor decisions that went against us.
Obviously, it's not the first time that Nottingham Forest have been on the end of decisions that seemingly haven't been correct.
Yeah.
How much of an impact has it had on your season, and how frustrating is it?
It's a big impact because that means points. Eventually means points. It means frustration. It means disappointing. It means a sense that we feel like it's always against us. All these things is very difficult to deal and to control those emotions. So it's affecting us a lot.
And how difficult is it to control that when outside factors are affecting you, considering you've got so many important games coming up?
Yeah, we should be. That's what we are trying since the beginning, trying to ignore the noise, trying to focus on our tasks. But these things keep happening, and it disturbs the preparation, disturbs the mentality, the focus. But it's our obligation to now put a stone on that and move forward. This is what we are doing today. And we are ready for the game. Our reality now is City.
One more question on this. And obviously, you've been in discussions, the club's been in discussions with the PGMOL. I just want to know what's been said and what's the state of affairs there.
I'm not aware of anything. I don't have anything to tell about. I don't know. You're welcome.
Damien.
I don't know.
Hello.
How do you go about trying to harness the anger that you feel and the players feel and put it into this next game and the next important games coming up?
Because we know the situation that we are, and that it's enough for us to forget about everything and focus on these 4 games ahead of us. We are fighting for survival. Nothing else matters, but it's hard, as I mentioned before.
And how difficult are Manchester City, a Manchester City team who perhaps can smell blood in the title race?
No, it's a very good team. There's no question about that. We're going to face one of the most demanding opponents that we have in the league. It's a very good team.
Why, in your opinion, do you think Forest seem to raise their game against the so-called bigger clubs, against Liverpool, Manchester United? You performed very well and then perhaps struggled a little bit against the likes of Everton. Why is that?
I think there's no exact explanation on that. It's not because of the preparation. We always try to face and prepare our opponents the same way. So I don't have a clear explanation. But because the games mean exactly the same, it's always 3 points to fight for.
Can you bring us up to date with any injury news for the weekend?
Yeah, we have some issues. Some players have joined, others not. But nothing has major differences since before.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Natalie.
Thank you. Nuno, can I ask if you have heard the audio recording?
No, I've not. No,
And that is to be done in private. Has that been done yet, do you know?
I don't know. I didn't listen to it. I don't know how is the situation of the audio.
A lot has obviously been said, has been discussed. Do you think what is going on here, because you have alluded to this, is a conspiracy or incompetence?
Look, I can speak and tell my opinion, trying to be honest. What we feel, and I think is a general feeling in football, is that referees are not taking their own decisions. So this is affecting a lot. I honestly believe that but not taking their decisions and waiting for the VAR to interfere is not helping the situation. I think referees should take care, and they are the authority in the pitch, so they should. And then the VAR should help. I will not go further than that. What we want, and I always mention to you guys, sorry, is that we want to move forward. What we want basically is the referees to be, if nobody asks who's refereeing this match before, it's a sign that things went well. This is what we wish for, and we wish for immediately on Sunday that nobody speaks about refereeing, speaks about the game.
And I suppose that leads into my next question. The focus seems to be on the referees every game. Is that becoming a massive distraction for you now? Because, of course, this weekend people will be thinking about the referee's performance in your game with Manchester City.
Because it's there. It's there. We cannot ignore that is being bad, and they should feel responsible for it. Because it's a lot of mistakes, not only in our games. We can see that things are not well. So what we ask is improvement.
The club are talking about it. You are, the players. Is there a bit of a siege mentality forming among the team and yourself and the club? I mean, that the fans seem to have certainly rallied around the club after that statement.
Because it's us. How can we defend ourselves when you see something so wrong and so that you cannot understand? Of course, we don't want things to go much further and then becomes personal or abusive to the referees. This is what we don't want, but just try to understand us and put ourselves in our own skins. And I ask you, how can you feel after a game like that, and you are so frustrated, so disappointed? So this is the main, but we don't want things to go much further, and we want to keep things on the game and on the issues that we can control. But it's so much things, and it's not only the recent game. It goes on and on and on and on. So that's why we feel so much anger.
Have you spoken to the players about it this week?
Of course.
Because I guess some out there is saying it could give the players an excuse to underperform.
No. That will never. Always when we speak about that, we never use it as an excuse. We are also responsible for our own mistakes. But there are mistakes that it's not us. And when we speak, and we speak a lot about the players, is saying that, okay, let's try to forget it. But they are there in the pitch. They feel the things. They feel the disappointment of trying and always something against us. It's very hard. It's very hard. I'm really understand. I understand the frustrations that we are feeling, and that's why I respect our players so much, because it's not easy. And again, a mistake, and we bounce back and we react. So this is what we speak about every day. Let's focus on City. Let's focus on the games ahead of us. Forget about everything, and wish for the best in terms of refereeing.
So, how amid all this do you get a result against Manchester
Sorry?
City? How amid all this that's going on do you get a result against Manchester City? And, can you look forward to the game this weekend?
Of course, we look forward. We are preparing ourselves. We have one training session to go, and we're going to fight here at the City Ground, our home, support of our fans that we humbly ask once again to support us and give us this extra energy that we need, because it's going to be a tough one. But even as a player or as a manager, I never went to a game without thinking that it's possible to win. This is what we want on Sunday.
And just finally for me, the sort of games are ticking down. The fan base have had quite a lot to deal with, have been happy about season tickets, and there has been a lot of controversy. What would you say to them ahead of this game on Sunday, though? Because it's so important. I mean, that the fans are on your side, isn't it, with this running, ticking down now?
We cannot ask them, we cannot thank them enough, but we keep asking them to support us, because in the City Ground, when the noise comes and the energy goes inside of the pitch, the players transform themselves. So we need more than ever our fans.
Thank you, Nuno.
Thank you.
Mark.
Hi, Nuno. Hope
Hello.
you're well.
Thank you.
Based on what you've just said there, and your experience as well, do you think the Premier League would be better off without VAR?
That's a question that I make myself many times. I'm still of the moment that there was no VAR, and in that when it came, I was supportive of it. But maybe one day, not much ahead of us, we'll say that football was better before VAR, because it's been a mess.
So the issue perhaps for you is not being used correctly, really?
My personal feeling is, and not only me, is about the referees not taking decisions on the pitch, because they are ready to take decisions. They were before, and they should do it again. And then comes VAR, not the other way around. The other way around is a huge mistake for the game.
And you are preparing against a huge City side that's obviously got a reputation of winning when it matters. Is this in the back of your mind? Is there a fear factor that the decisions that you feel have gone against you and Forest recently could keep happening at a really pivotal time for yourselves, that it's in the back of your mind constantly?
We hope not. We hope not. Honestly, we hope not. And this is what drives us, having the hope that it will not repeat again.
Thanks, Nuno. Good.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mark. John?
I don't know. Do you think if there was a different VAR last week at Everton, they would have made different decisions?
We had a lot of different VAR referees with the same mistakes. So it's not personal. It's not nothing to do with personal.
And Stuart Arwell's obviously been in the news this week with everything that's happened. He was involved in a bit more controversy at Wolves on Wednesday. Do you think maybe he should be taken out of the firing line a little bit?
Our answer is nothing personal. It doesn't have to do with Stuart Arwell. It doesn't have to do with... It's just a process by himself. What we want, and everybody in football, not only in the Premier League, wants things to work out. Everybody wants things to work out. But it's nothing personal.
Jordan?
So not too many from me, but firstly, what can we expect from Nottingham Forest ahead of City? What can the fans expect to see from the players?
A team that is willing to do everything to achieve a result. Because in these final games, what is important is points, and we need them desperately.
And we saw, for example, what can happen when teams try and play out from the back. For example, Brighton last night. How do you go about trying to evade that aggressive high press from them that they kind of keep throughout the 90 minutes?
Try to avoid our own mistakes. This is the best way. But we are aware that it's a high press, and we have to be careful with our possession, but we cannot ignore that we must play. We must play. Against City, it's not only about defending. You have to threat them, we have to play, we have to have the ball in order to attack.
And Pep Guardiola's hinted that Haaland will possibly be back for this game. Have you been preparing tactically to expect to see Haaland on the pitch, obviously top goal scorer in the Prem this season?
Yeah, we are ready for everything. We watched the match yesterday. There were some subs. We don't know which starting 11 to expect of City, but for sure one thing, there will be quality all over the place.
And lastly, so you're both two teams that are fighting for points for different reasons.
Yeah.
Do you find that this will make for a cagey game this weekend?
Sorry for that?
Do you find that this game will be quite a tense game this weekend?
Look, in these moments of the season, all the games are very tense and very, very demanding and very important. So that's an extra on these final moments of the season, because it's when everything is decided.
Brilliant, that's all from me.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Cameras off, please. Written section embargoed till 10:30.